All right, back in the garage again, working on the Blazer, working on the doors. So obviously, the body of the Blazer is good to go. I've been doing like body work, sanding it, putting in some body filler. I've been doing that for like 3 days straight, and now I have the body where I want it. Yeah, like I said, I'm working on the doors now. I already finished one door. I did the driver's side already. Basically breaking it all the way down, taking the window out, taking everything out, doors, the door cards, the outer handles, door locks, the wing window. So yeah, working on this so I can sand it and prep it for paint as well. That way, you know, it has a better paint job than as if I were to tape everything off. And I'm gonna make those door cards black anyways, so just take it off and then it'll have a better job in the end. So as you can tell, I already took some things off. This had a couple screws, and we had the little pouch here, and then we had a little handle thing right here. Got the window crank out. That's actually very difficult. Found that out on my first one. This one came out in like 2 minutes. Basically it has, where's it at? This clip that goes down and through here like that. That goes over there. You gotta pop it out. You gotta pop it out. So yeah, I'm gonna get the door card out. Basically, I already did all the screws. Has to come up through here. And from doing my C10, I definitely learned my lesson, because the door, like windows and like the felt on the bottom, very difficult to get out without the proper tools. So got this, super easy. Already did the other door, so I kind of know what I'm doing. Comes right out with this. Sweet. All right. As you can see, get the door card out. Pretty easy. Now comes the hard part with the windows and the door handles. First things first, these 3 screws right here. I'm sure you know about those. Alright, so after you get these 3 screws, we're working on the wing window right here. It has this metal piece with the felt on the inside as well for the larger window. That goes all the way down like this, and it has a bracket right here. And these 2 you want to undo. Alright, once you get these undone, you're going to want to do, there's a little screw, a bolt in there. You're going to undo that. But if you have a bracket on the back of here for the little sport mirrors or whatever, which mine does, if you undo that screw, it might fall down. So what I did on the other one is I screwed in the bracket using the old screw that was there. That way the bracket stays there and doesn't fall all the way down to the bottom of the door, because once you undo that screw, it'll fall. Alright, once you get this screw, this bolt out right here, and see what I'm talking about. You got this bracket right here. That bracket bolts into right there. But on the back side of the door, has these 3 holes right here. Has these 3 holes right here, so you can put on the that smaller sport mirror type of thing, which I'm going to do. That's why I have these holes filled in already. for when I put my mirrors on. Alright, so after you get all the bolts undone for the wing mirror, right, wing window right here, which those were all, that was all of them. I'm going to take out the felt around this window. That way you have room right here in order to get the top of this wing window out. So we're going to work on this right here, all this stuff. Alright, got all the felt out around the window. Even did the strip down here. So once you do that, make sure your window is all the way down. That way when you're rotating this, right here is kind of like your pivot point. Instead of it being higher up, then you obviously have a harder time. So what I'm going to do first is yank this side down a little bit. And then make sure you clear this right here. Make sure you get it out of there. I already got it out. Top of the bracket. Out through the door, kind of looks like that. But yeah, once you get that out, then you can play around, rotate it. And then don't forget about the bracket down here. We might have to rotate the actual window. So it rotates the bracket down there. But this is obviously the bracket I was talking about. Makes it difficult, obviously, trying to get out of the door like this. It's not gonna work, right? So you have to rotate it, so it's like that. We got that out. Now we're gonna work on the main door right here. I mean the main window. So basically what you do is you roll your window all the way up. You rolled all the way up until you couldn't go anymore. And it should look like this, okay? So I got the window sticking out. Alright, so now what I'm gonna do is see this little slot right here? I'm basically gonna bring the window this way, get it out of here. It's like a little track. Just pop that out, and then this side will just slide right out on the end once I go forward. All right, as you see, I got that wheel out of the track right there. Just popped it out with a little screwdriver. Now we just bring this forward. My track is very tight and not lubricated at all. Out. Boom. Alright. Now we got that out. Alright, now I'm just gonna roll these down so they're out of my way while I'm working. Alright, so I got the windows out, all the felt and everything like that. Now I'm going to be working on the outside handle and the locks. Alright, now we're working on the door lock. So if you see that right there, kind of has a clip that goes over the lock. Alright, I don't think my video worked there, but basically we're working on the lock. And it has this clip that goes over it right there, like this. Alright. So it has a clip, alright, that goes on the inside of the lock right there. And all you do is pull that clip off. What I did is got in there with the screwdriver and just leveraged it off. Alright. So let's get this over here. Pull that down. Alright. inside, this lock kind of goes in like this, and then it goes as a piece that goes in like that and then like that. So we basically just play around with it and get it off on the inside. This goes into something on the door latch assembly on the inside, and that's just what locks it and moves it up and down. But this is pretty easy to take out once you get that clip out. Alright, now we're going to move on to the handle, which is the more difficult one. So we're working on the handle right now. Alright, so first things first, I'm going to take this screw off, or bolt. There's another one over here. Boom, I'm going to take that off. Alright, so I got both of those screws off. Alright, bolts, whatever you want to call them, okay? Now, I actually watched the video from Brothers Trucks on how to do this. Basically, it's a pretty good video, so I'm not going to go too in depth on taking this off. But basically, it has a clip on the inside of the door here, and you have to pry it out and push down at the same time in order to get that whole rod that extends from the bottom of the door handle that goes into like the major assembly on the inside there. Try and show you real quick if I can get a good light in there. Yeah, it's not really gonna work, but as you can see, there's a lot of stuff going on in there. Alright, gonna show you what I was talking about real quick with the handle. So this is the handle. Imagine the door right here, and then it has this rod that comes down into the mechanism that's over here, and then it has this rod degree like that, 90 degree like that, and it also has this little clip. And then this clips into something else. So imagine two clips together basically, and what you have to do is basically, in that Brothers video, he has a 90 degree tool. I don't. So basically what I did is I believe it's more like this. Right? So what you got to do is I had a longer skinny screwdriver, flathead obviously, that I just stuck in here like that and then pried it that way, and it broke off of that. Well, it didn't break off, but it unlatched from the other clip inside the door, and then I was able to pull all this out of the actual door on the outside. But of course this clip fell down to the bottom of the door, so be careful of that. I was lucky enough to actually be able to reach it. So yeah. Alright, that's pretty much the door is fully stripped now. I'm not going to take this out because I'm not replacing any of that. I'm not replacing this handle because I think it's in decent condition. And I'm using a lot of the old stuff. I'm just kind of like refurbishing it, kind of like with this. This is the old piece. Now I'm just, as you can tell, I redid the black. I'm gonna freshen this stuff up. Yeah, I got a new emblem coming that I'm gonna put on there, and I'm just gonna clean and polish this aluminum on the outside and make it look nice. I'm basically reusing everything that I can, except for these door handles and the locks. Just the handles are a little rough, and that way I have matching locks and keys and everything. Anyways, door is fully stripped. I'm going to sand it down and pressure wash it and let it dry for a few days, and get some body work done and stuff like that, and we'll be ready to paint pretty soon. These are super smooth. Happy with how that came out. I think this is originally, I think this Blazer originally had the sport mirrors here, and then somebody screwed in the bigger mirrors, because it has the bracket and everything like I already talked about. But yeah, went along pretty well. Need to take the emblem off of that fender and pretty much just clean everything, and we'll be good to go. For paint, I actually am going to do the body mounts first. I'm waiting on a set for the rear, and then the actual most rear body mount has been on back order for a few months now, so I think I'm just going to leave that one. Obviously doing the body mounts first, that way once I am ready to paint and everything like that, I can put my fenders and doors on and they all will match up when I do the two-tone. Obviously I don't want the lines to be like totally off on like the fender or the doors or anything like that. I want a smooth line, because even though I'm putting that trim all the way around the two-tone area, you know, it doesn't end perfectly. It doesn't go over every single thing, and you do see where the white is going to meet the orange on two-tone trucks like this, or Blazers, whatever. So I want the line to match up, actually. You know, I don't want it to be slightly off or anything like that, because that's going to bug me. So, yep, next thing should be body mounts. I'll probably make a video on that, but for mostly like body work and like sanding and stuff with the Blazer, prep for paint, I'm not going to make a video. It's kind of boring. I've already done a few little things here and there about it. Basically, the next time you'll probably see the Blazers for body mounts or priming when I prime it. So I still have a lot of work to do before that, obviously. So yeah, just gonna get to it and get back to it and just get it done. So yeah, it's going along pretty well, slowly but surely.